you see that the response time of visual verbal recognition is not the same for all of them. He sees A, he sees B. The other man pronounces it quickly, he's gone from there. But the other one is finding it difficult to pronounce what he's saying. It's a deficiency. Alright? It's a deficiency. Now the child knows what accident means. You ask him to spell accident, he finds it difficult to spell it. When we're in school, we'll say, I know inside me, but I'm not going to figure out. It's very common with children. You say, I know inside. When you engage the child in an interactive session, you see the child talking to you excellently well. Alright? When you take the child to a place of experiment, when you take the child to a place of experience, you travel with the child and you take him to a place where an experiment is going on without necessarily involving writing. If you call him back tomorrow, he has an excellent memory of what actually took place, but he cannot reproduce it in writing. Are you getting me? He cannot reproduce it in writing. He finds it difficult. Now, in the symptoms, even in mathematics, is that if you ask him to do simple manipulation like 2 plus 2, he counts his figures. He knows that 2 plus 2 is already 4, but he can't reproduce it with the necessary processing speed that you require of him. He can't also necessarily do it without having contact with objects. Right? So he wants to pick his fingers, say 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4. Are we getting this? Now this is how it affects children. Like I said earlier on, it's majorly genetic. It's majorly what? Genetic. Now, but because environmental factors does affect learning processes, yes, some of the environmental factors can help ameliorate these genetic issues. But that is not to say they will solve it completely. No, it's not to say they will solve it completely. So now the issue here is this that concerns me, because I really don't want to take too much of your time. Like I said before, it's expected by your ethics of education. You should also be running on from here before school closes. Yes, at least I'm very close to teachers. And that is my very best speed when it comes to outside engineering. I want to teach any day, anytime. Can somebody put his hands together for me? I pray that they will understand someday and empower you and know that the reason why we are disjointed is because there is no interaction between the education and the government sector. By the time they know that you have identified faults and it is they who should put solution to it, we will not be where we are, but they will understand very soon. Now, what I'm trying to say is that there are some symptoms that are very obvious. Some symptoms are very, very obvious. I want you to pay attention to some of these symptoms I will write you. I will read out. They appear bright, intelligent, articulate, but have problem with reading, writing, or spelling. They are labeled lazy. Now this is where the traumatic issue comes in. They are labeled lazy, no do well. Alright? So because of that, they have emotional problem of interacting with other children. And even if you are not careful, it has a vibrating effect at home, because you, the parents who don't understand the nature of that child, will have this tendency of selecting some who are brilliant and saying this one is not brilliant. And once a child, you all know as parents here, that once a child identifies that there is segregation, now this one, mommy, they buy things, not they buy for me, you have started a problem and a war in the house. I hope we all know that. Thank you very much. So I want us to follow some of these symptoms, because I'm actually interested in these symptoms. They are very, very important, especially to you. Now they say they have high IQ, yet they not test academically well. I want us to get that. They have very IQ, intelligent quotient, that's what you call it, right? They have it. They are very intelligent. But when you give them text to write, they may not come out with flying colors. They may not pass. See, for them, examination is not a measure of their academic understanding. That's the truth. And I suffered it to a large extent. You seem to know what the lecturer taught. You seem to know the principle and the underlying principle of this course. And then the man comes to class and gives you a test. First, you are constrained with time because this same set of people also who suffer this syndrome don't know how to model themselves along with time. They are not people who you time. Say, we finish in 10 minutes. First, once you say 10 minutes, you have introduced problem. Alright? The young guy is destabilized and what he knows. Now, another thing I want you to understand is that they have problem with sequence. I want to keep that down. It's very important. They have problem with sequence. When you say A comes before B and B to C, C to D, they have problem with that sequence. You see, he can scatter everything and right at where he's going to. But if you want him to follow the sequence and the orderly nature, you cannot meet up with it. Then you have a problem with him also. Now, this same student also, who are sufferers, are talented in arts, drama, storytelling, mechanics, engineering, anything that has to do with them participating on hands on it experience. They are very good in it. Very good in it. Now, but the problem is that we would have killed them before we identify their talents. You know, I used to tell people that when they say those who are kicked before in this church raise up their hands, let us pray for you. Be very sure that you have not also kicked before. Because the African setting is that we believe the man who brings out the machete and cuts somebody's head is the only person who has murdered. That's not correct. There are some ways to tell people you have kicked them psychologically. They find it very difficult to get over it. So now, these people are not write-off. No, people who are sufferers are not write-off. I've just told you that these people are talented, they can tell you stories, they can do business very well, they are good in building, engineering, and so on and so forth. They have difficulty sustaining attention. They are hyperactive. These sufferers at times are the clowns of the class. They make everybody happy, you know, nobody is dull where they are, because they are excited. They are intelligent. They can put things together, conjecture things, and they create image that will make everybody excited. Alright? Now, but like we have said, there are major problems, which of course is the basis of our own measurement of soundness here. That's the little things I want us to listen to, because our own measurement of standard here is that the child writes an exam and he has 90 over 100, and then we write back to the parents to say excellent child, and then another child score 40 and they say fail, and they say fail. I am aware right now in the educational system of some country, I think in Japan also, they don't give you exams until you have passed through the lower grade levels. They don't give you exams. They first teach you manners. In Japan, for the first basic educational level, what they teach you is manners. Nobody gives you exam. So they first prepare you morally. You are sound. You imbibe the values, culture, and everything that you need to know. Then they now start inculcating into you the knowledge or the basis of that manner you have. That's why you have graduates today that can wear knicker and put their bossa here and show you bossas everywhere. If only they had watched the bossas, that would be good. You have somebody, a graduate who has come into your office. I had the opportunity of sitting on a table one time. We were dealing with employment. And I said, so someone, where was that? He brought them from his pocket. Very unorganized. And because maybe they bought the certificate for him, he doesn't see the value attached to it. I can put my certificate in my pocket. It's not possible. I cherish it more than the cloth I'm wearing. He just, and if he had come out from his pocket, it's a different thing. Not put together. And then he said, Ogasian, I said, you will hear from us again. He never heard. That's the truth. He never heard from me. So, you can see now that I don't need to teach you your job because, like I said, I reverend teachers a lot. But I understand at the point in time, it was child-centered education. The emphasis was on the child. We wanted to know what the child turns out to be. We were interested in the end product. Until suddenly it became subject-centered. You must teach the subject. If the attitude of teaching was no longer the issue. No, but if it was subject-centered, I wouldn't have had a problem with it also. That, okay, you teach. And let the child, whether he understands or not, is his business. But the question is, how many people are able there to teach this child? If somebody who read physics is now has to teach chemistry, mathematics, English, and the rest before he goes home, anyway, we are not for that today. But I know that the Lord will help us in Jesus' name. When we get here. It's not enough to just talk about teachers on the street anyhow. I tell some of my friends, they are just too loud-mouthed. Enter the classroom and see for yourself. When you were doing your youth service, all of you were looking for office job. We were first to go to classrooms. And that gave us a reservoir of knowledge about what the teaching profession is all about. So, you can see, what we are saying is that these children are not right off. They are not children that you just say, Oga, this is your pikin. You know, some schools have interactive section now. They call interactive section, which is quite cool. They call the parents, they come around and they try to identify to the parents the problem of their children. Say, okay, I'm not sure say this one will be good. And the child is just finished. The child is just finished. So, now, like I told you before, they learn best through hands-on experience. They are good in experimentation and observation. Now, let me quickly drop in an engineering issue, or rather scientific issue, so that you will know. Because of the intensity of this thing, the Neurological Association for Strokes and other brain-related matters and the British Dyslexia Association have been working in conjunction over the years on how to come out with even modern equipment that can, like I said, help detect certain things, that shows obviously that some children are sufferers. Now, they have a PET machine. They have a PET machine, and they have some other machines that have been able to show a correlation over the years that children who have this problem, there is less of activation exercise, electrical activation exercise in the left part of the brain hemisphere where the reading ability is motivated. All right? In the left part of your brain hemisphere, this is where the activity of reading, all right, is generated from. Over the years, they've been able to test and see that establish a correlation that over the years, children who have these difficulties, when you do a correlation test on them, you'll be able to detect that in their case, they have both functional and structural problems in that aspect of their brain. So, it is not as if the brain is not there, but the activity is less compared to those children that don't suffer this syndrome. I don't know whether we understand. So you cannot see that the child himself or herself has no, it's not actually the cause of this issue. That's why we said it's a genetic issue. It's not the cause of this problem. So what we need to do is to assist the child. And how do we assist? Like I said, I don't know. Some of the speakers are from the educational sector, so they will do more justice to this. But let me just quickly say, is to adjust your teaching method. You adjust your teaching method. Once you are able to identify that there are children that suffer this problem in your class, you will adjust the teaching method and it has to do with them. Right? Now, if possible, I don't know how you will measure your marking scheme. I also believe, honestly, that this kind of children, the marking scheme should be adjusted in their case. Because once the child keeps seeing failing every time, then there is a problem. Then there is a big problem. So honestly speaking, we need to adjust them. We need to use visual aids. I also want to thank teachers because nowadays, even when you go to office, you see more teaching aids, visual aids right now, which of course in those days were not there. This kind of children do well when they see things, physical contact with things you are teaching them with. Say, add this and this. This one is 2. This one is 3. Touch it yourself. He touches it. Say, this is E. You see how big it is? He say, yes. No, now, do you see that? That child will certainly improve along that line of teaching compared to the rest. You know, there were some students in our classes in those days that before the lecturer even finishes teaching, he knows everything. He shot inside that hall there, you give him an exam that day, he will score 60 to 70%. Now you will be wondering whether you just came to waste your time in school. But it's not correct. It's not correct. Now, there is, I want us to separate this dyslexia from alesia. What alesia simply means is, you know, when you lose your ability to read and write and spell at old age. Alright? Something you could do before, reading and writing you could do before. All of a sudden, as you are growing, you are losing that ability. That's not dyslexia, that's alesia. Now, it could be caused by a couple of things. It could have been a traumatic injury to the brain, resulting from stroke or atrophy. What we simply mean by atrophy is when you lose usefulness of a particular part of your body as a result of inadequate supply of blood or inconsistent in usage. That's atrophy. It will happen, and then for some reasons, you are no longer functional as it has to do with reading and writing. That's completely different. We're talking of something that, you know, grows with the child. Grows with the child. It's not something the child just started developing here, no. You noticed it as a teacher. Now, you see, some of these children we are talking of, when you ask them to read, they will tell you they have headache, they have stomach pain. They will give you all sorts of excuses that will make you, as a teacher, grow annoyed and wants to flog them. At times, when you have to do with visual contact, they don't even have a comprehensive image of what they are saying when you ask them to read. Now, to them, test and exam is an emotional issue. When you say test is coming up, it's a problem to them. So, now, this class of people exist in school. And why we have come here today is to help our teachers understand that students like this are in their classrooms. And the degree of this syndrome, you know, varies. There are different variants to it. Alright? Some can read fairly well, can write, but if you ask them to reproduce what they have just read, they will not be able to do it. Some, you keep teaching them, A is for apple, A is for apple. When you ask A, tomorrow you say A is for ball. That's the issue. So we have to know that these sufferers suffer this syndrome in various, you know, degrees, and they exist in the class. And it's up to us as teachers to first identify them and also do not transfer aggressions to them and do not also punish them unnecessarily, and make the child understand why you are treating him or her separately, that it is towards the end product becoming a more refined and a beautiful thing. May the Lord bless all of us for listening. Thank you very much. I wish you all well.
Thank you very much.
Please, a round of applause once more for
The lecturer, we are
Please
taking your
clap for him,
certificate now.
what an orator. If I have not introduced as an engineer before, you're thinking he has been trained in the field. That he even came from maybe UK or America. Thank you very much, sir. Our great engineer, Festus. Oh, please a round of applause once more to him. Thank you very much. To do justice to the speech you delivered. So what are we here for? We are here for awareness of learning disabilities and mainstream education and how to manage it. he has said so much about the learning abilities, the learning disabilities. We have a lot to do as teachers. We don't just want to hold this program for holding sake. No. We want at the end of the day, each teacher is living here better equipped than when the teacher came here, having more knowledge. And like you know, there's nothing like wasted knowledge. Every knowledge you gain today will be applicable tomorrow. So without much ado, please, all the schools here, please a round of applause for yourself. Please clap for yourself. All the schools, I recognize you. Thank you very much. Okay, the team that we have together, the SMHL team, we still have the person of Bridget James. She's out. Please just clap for her. She's outside. She's walking. We have the person of Ogbewi Helen. Please clap for them. They're out there walking. Then we have the person of Mr. Jimo Yesufu, which we clap for before. Please clap for him again. He's handling the live streaming thing. Okay. Next, we have a renowned sound teacher. This person I've known for ages. I've known him for years. I will say much more later. I don't say much now. Later I will say much more. I said about our founder also, Lady Iris Ejimao. I said I will say much about her. She's so resourceful. She never gives up. She has taught me a lot. Even as I myself, so I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Brian Moines. I do state coordinator of SFHF. What she has taught me over the years, I really got me.
Okay.
And if you are wondering what the meaning of SFHF is, Support for Humanity Foundation. Support for Humanity Foundation. Anything that will alleviate the sufferings of the common populace, working with education, economy, governance. Okay, we are in talk with the state governor. We talk with those in the House of Rep. We are in talk with councillors. We talk to them, we interact with them day to day, and we still expect them. We are still expecting them. She's a very nice and soulful, like I said, and she has this never say die attitude of spirit, which I'm against. I want to say, Madam, part of your 100 was to see today, and I respect you, and I congratulate you, and of course I want to say that your work will never go in vain. Please a round of applause for her. Thank you very much. But like I was saying, the next speaker is a teacher, a lecturer. If you want a teacher, lecturer, maybe we expect himself. He's just so humble a man, so down to earth. You know, there are teachers you see, children they run to them. You know, because they are so friendly, so attached. Please help me make welcome Mr. O.J. Johnson. Please a round of applause for him. One of our great friends. Please clap for him. Clap for this man. He's a great man. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I wonder what you have brought me here to do, Mr. Brian. When you knew you invited the person of engineer, then why did you invite me here? Because he has said it all. Maybe I should just go on to, as an educationist, just tell you the educational implications of what he has said. Maybe I should just go straight to that. But I won't do that. By the way, let me stand on existing protocols. Good morning to you all. Stand on existing protocols. My name is Johnson Uchi. I'm an educationist, a teacher by training to the core. I'm an educationist. My area of major is guidance and counseling, but I have a flair for special education. And Mr. Brahma knows that, and that's why he said, Mr. Johnson, you have to come and say something here today. And I'm happy at the response, but lady, please, I'm sure you need to organize this again some other time. Because I asked Mr. Brahma, who are those that are coming? He said, teachers, students, and all that. And I asked, what of parents? These parents, they should know. Because you see, learning disabilities, which is what we want to talk about here today, it's something, it is so prevalent. It's a condition that is so prevalent in our society today that we don't even know it. I tell you, you have not come here to waste your time. At the end of this seminar, you'll discover that, who knows, you probably had a learning disability when you were in school. As I said before, I'm an educationist to the core. NCE, started from there. And you see, at all the levels of education I've been through, NCE, first degree, second degree, I wasn't a dunce at all. I excelled, at those levels. And as I speak to you, I am still a student, going for a higher degree. But you see, I did not realize that I had a learning problem until during my master's program. I did not know it. Because I excelled, made great results and all that, I just went, oh wow, I don't get anything, any problem. But it was when I did my master's program, and then when I did so much research into special education, it was when I came to realize, oh. So the reason why I had this phobia for mathematics in my school days, it could be that I have a learning disability. So you see, even you teachers that are here, I'm happy, even though parents are not here, you are parents. Whatever you learn today, you go home, go back home, study your children, and see who knows. But unfortunately, you are not in a position to say whether your child has a learning disability or not, because experts have to evaluate and diagnose. Okay, having said that, I cannot, the way engineer spoke, it was very easy for him, because he didn't have, his speech was not prepared. His speech was not prepared. I'm sure the people in charge, I don't know, whatever, but the speech is prepared for me here, and I'm sure you have a copy there. If I had my way, I will not bother to refer to that. I'm just going talking, but yes. Is that how you want it? Okay, yes. No, but I still have to refer. At times, there are areas that I have to refer them so that they follow me. So, having said that, let us look at the term learning disability. What is a learning disability? When we say learning disabilities, what do we mean by it? Learning disabilities, you see, there is so much controversy surrounding the meaning of learning disabilities. And various scholars have defined learning disabilities in various ways. They have defined them in various ways. Whatever the definition and whatever the controversy surrounding it, one common strand in all the definitions is that learning disability is a neurological challenge. When we say neurological, it has to do with the brain. Learning disability is a neurological challenge. So simply put, learning disability is a neurological problem. It's a neurological problem that arises because of the way the brain is wired. What causes it is the wiring of the brain. Let me explain this for you. You see this, I am a documentary freak, and I love cars. There was a documentary I was watching on cars, and they were trying to analyze why some cars are faster than some other cars, even though these cars have the same engine capacity. The same engine capacity, the same torque, horsepower, and all that, but some are faster than some. Like people will tell you, the Toyota, before you match the accelerator, off it goes. And if you mount, whereas in a car, a different car, with that same engine, it doesn't accelerate as much. The difference is the wiring. Am I communicating? It's the same engine, but the wiring. You understand? The wiring is what makes the engine more powerful than the other. That is the way it is. We all of us, are the same brain because we all have the same brain. But you see, because of the difference in the way our various brains are wired, am I communicating? That is what results in learning disabilities. I don't know if you're following me. It's there. Now, it is an umbrella term. It's an umbrella term that learning disabilities is used to refer to a variety of learning problems. A variety of learning problems. Let's get this straight. That a child has a learning disability does not mean he is dumb. It does not mean he is not intelligent. It does not mean he is lazy. Am I communicating? It does not mean he is dumb. It's just that his brain has been wired differently. He sees things, he hears things, he processes things, differently from others. Simply because of the way his brain does the processing of what he sees, what he hears, and all that. Because of the way his brain processes it. Am I communicating here? I mean, look at the example I gave you to look at the car, right? Because one person's brain is better in quotes, right? He's faster at reasoning. Am I communicating? Whereas the other person, because of the way his brain is wired, he is not as fast in some jobs, in some tasks, and all that. It doesn't make the person dull by any means. As a matter of fact, people that live with learning disabilities are usually of average or even above average intelligence. And when we talk of above average intelligence, the average intelligence quotient for an average person is put at 100. That is by no means. And when somebody is above average, we are talking of 110, 120. You cannot say that person is top. Because by the time you enter 130, 140, you are now talking of a genius. So these people are not top, as I said before. It's just the difference in the way their brains are wired. And how do you know that the person has learning disabilities? How do you know? The person, will have difficulty reading, difficulty spelling, difficulty writing, difficulty organizing himself, difficulty, if the person has difficulties in various tasks. Am I communicating? Yeah. These are some of the ways you get to know that this person probably has a learning disability. You see, I'm going to be very careful in the way I use it, and because the fact that somebody exhibits these difficulties does not necessarily mean that the person has a learning disability, but it's a possibility. As I said before, experts have to evaluate and diagnose. They have to certify that this person has a learning disability. And learning disability can vary from severe to moderate to mild. Severe is when it's very mild. Moderate, average, and then mild, really small. However, you see, with the right support, and intervention at the proper time, no matter the learning disabilities the person suffers, the person can still go on to succeed in school and even in later life. Am I communicating? No matter the learning disabilities, with the right support and appropriate intervention at the appropriate time. And what is the appropriate time? Early. Detecting it early, so we know how to manage it. Now, let's take the examples, let us look at the lives of people like, I have Albert Einstein here. Albert Einstein, if you are a science teacher here, he is one of the greatest physicists of the last century. Physicists cannot talk about Albert Einstein, cannot talk about physics, cannot talk physics without mentioning Albert Einstein. He propounded the theory of relativity. His works played a major role in the Second World War for the United States of America. But did you know that until the age of 9, he could not read? It is there in that material. Until the age of 9. So a man who invented, who achieved so much could not be said to be done. How about Walt Disney? How many of us are cartoons? How many of us here love cartoons? Cartoons. If you love cartoons, then you should know Walt Disney. A filmmaker, a cartoonist, he is a pioneer. The cartoons we watch today, Walt Disney is a pioneer of the cartoon film industry in the world. Right? And if you know what goes into producing a cartoon film, it is not for dunces at all. Right? It is not for dunces at all. And then we have Nelson Rockefeller, who was the former US Vice President between the years 1974 and 1977. These were people who lived with learning disabilities. But yet, because because their conditions were effectively managed, they were able to excel in their various endeavors in life. There is another one, Whoopi Goldberg. She is an entertainer, a comedian, a singer in the United States of America. As a matter of fact, I don't think there is any more successful entertainer in the United States than Whoopi Goldberg, because if you talk of all the awards, she has won them. Is it the Grammy Award? Is it the Emmy? Is it the Oscar? Or is it the Tony Award? She has won all of them. Yet, she has the learning disability. If you Google her, go to her biography, you see it. She has lived with it. Charles Schwab, he is there. He founded his Charles Schwab Corporation in the United States of America in California in 1971. Right? And today, The bank under that corporation is one of the biggest banks in America. And under that corporation, there are so many other businesses on that are thriving and doing very well. These people are not nonsense, but they all have, they were all able to manage their learning disabilities, and today they have excelled. So please, if you have a child in your class, if you know somebody who has a learning disability, that is not the end. Just as the engineer said, he said, okay, come, this one, you're not going to learn. It's a lie. Nobody is not teachable. Nobody is not teachable. It's unteachable. Nobody is unteachable. Am I communicating? Now, the question you may now ask yourself is, well, he said if you cannot read, if you display the symptoms of being unable to read, being unable to write, spell, organize and all that, then it's possible you have a learning disability. Then I excel in my class, I excel, I come tops and all that. No, it concerns you. You are here. You heard what the engineer said. You see, it's possible for you to be an A student and yet you have a learning disability. I don't know if you know that. It is possible for you to be an A student, an A grade student, and yet you have a learning disability. And that is why we are here. Now, you say the brain that has three types. The human memory has three types. Yes, you have the working memory, the short-term memory, and the long-term memory. And your ability to read, your ability to read and retrieve information, to read and recall, depends on those three types of memory. A deficiency in one or more of these memories will result in you being unable to perform tasks efficiently. You may ask yourself, there are some of you here, there are some of us here, you read and read, and yet to understand is a problem. There are some of us, you read and read, you understand, you are ready to go, and you get to the examination hall, you begin to struggle to recall. Isn't it? What does that mean? It means something has gone wrong. The long-term memory has not retained what it's supposed to retain. I am not saying if that happens to you, you have a learning disability, but it is possible. It is possible that you have a learning disability. That is why that happens to you. There could be other factors responsible for that. As we go on, we'll see that those are learning problems, which are different from learning disabilities. Although the demarcation line is a bit tiny, so tiny that it's almost difficult to see. So if you are here and you read and you do not understand, then it is possible. If you are here and you read and you understand, but when it comes to recalling in the examination hall, you are not able to recall. And even when you recall, you are not able to recall, with speed. You have business being here. You have business being here. I don't know, please, is there any guidance counselor amongst us here? Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm sure you are going to take this back to your schools, right? You are going to take this back to your schools and you have great work on your hands. Thank you very much, my co-counselors. It's nice you are here. Thank you very much. Yeah, so that is it. And then, let us look at it again. If you are here, you see, this is a problem that is usually it is diagnosed, during the school years. But a lot of people go through school without this condition. I don't want to call it a problem. If I call it a problem, please, it's a slip of tongue. I prefer to call it a condition. Many people go through school without this condition. People have been diagnosed. They go through elementary school, primary school, go through secondary school, and sometimes it is when they are in higher schools that they come to realize that they have this condition. Some even go through higher school without ever realizing, ever knowing that they have this condition. It is only when they have entered the workforce and they begin to work, and they begin to have challenges, begin to have issues, difficulties with their work, begin to have issues and difficulties in their relations with friends and family members. That is when it begins to turn on them that they probably have a problem. But by then, it's a bit too late, because you see, learning disabilities are best managed
when detected early. The earlier it is detected, the better. Am I communicating? Then, the next thing, so if you are here as a teacher, as a parent, as including myself, let's cast our minds back. Why was it that you were never good at drawing? Why was it that you were never good at mathematics? Think back. Maybe you have a learning disability which was never discovered. And if it was never discovered, the same thing should not happen to our children. Our students here are our children. Because we stand as educationists, as we say, we stand in loco parentis. Am I communicating? Yes. So they are our children. So what happened, you see, every parent will pray that what I pass through, my children should not pass through it, isn't it? So whatever knowledge you are able to get here, we should be able to use it to help these children so that they do not pass through what we need to pass through. And then, you see, as I said before, it is possible to be an A student and yet have learning disabilities. And that is where the issue of actual achievement and potential achievement comes in. So the fact that you are here and you say, oh, I always come first in my class. I always came first in my class, so I don't have a problem. Who says there is a problem? Because that's first, because what was your average? What is your usual average, your normal average for coming out first in class? Who says, even if your average was 80, has always been 80, 85, who says it is not possible for you to score 90, 95, and even 100 as average? So you see, that 80, 85 you score to enable you to, that made you come first in class, that is your actual achievement. But who knows, there could be some potentials more in you, which the learning disabilities did not allow to manifest. And if you achieve on the basis of that, then you could have, scored 90, 95, or even more. Am I communicating here? And you are here, you come second, third, fourth in class. Why don't you come first? You walk out, why don't you come first? Why, oh, I never come, I always come out under units. 5th, 6th, 7th. But that is your actual achievement. Who says it is not possible for you to come first? And who knows, maybe you have not been able to achieve that feat because there is a learning disability in you. So if you are one of such persons here, then of course, this is for you. This concerns you because you have not been able to achieve your potential. You have not been able to attain your potential achievements. What you only attain is your actual achievement. I don't know if you see the difference between the two. Potential, I don't know. Okay, but there will be time for questions. And if need be, I will throw comments on that. Having said that, let us look at the various learning disabilities we have. And that is where I want you to refer to the second page. To the second page. I'm going to examine 9 of them. The engineer, he talked mainly on one of them, which is dyslexia. There are others, which I'm just going to shed light on. Just small. Because you see, when Mr. Brahma told me you have 30 minutes to talk, I asked him 30 minutes to talk on what? Learning disabilities. If he even says somebody should talk on this for 6 hours, the person will not be able to exhaust it because it's a very wide field. As a matter of fact, in a country like America, where they know what they're doing, there is an association for learning disabilities, the Learning Disabilities Association. To tell you it's a very serious matter. It's a very, very serious matter. And it's as serious in America as it's serious here. But, it's as serious here as it is in America. But unfortunately, we do not know it. And that is why a seminar like this, there could not be a better time for a seminar like this. And I'm going to speak to the lady, and you are going to recognize this thing on a bigger scale. Because, yes, more people should benefit, more people should know about this. Excuse me. Now, let us look at some of the various learning disabilities. We have dyslexia. Dyslexia, are you there? The second page. Yes, I'm just going to take them one after the other. Dyslexia, it says this is a language. There are some typographical errors. Please pardon me. Mine is corrected, so even if what I read is not there, please just take it. You see, when this was typed, I effected the corrections, sent it back to the person that did the typing, and by the time they went to correct it this morning, most of the mistakes were still there. And who knows, maybe she has a learning disability. That's why, yes, that's why they were corrected, everything was corrected, and yet it came back almost with the same mistakes, and even when she corrected some, she made more mistakes and all that. So please,
pardon us for that. Yeah, so we have dyslexia. This is a language-based disability in which a person has problem understanding written words. It may also be referred to as reading disability or reading disorder. What we mean by this is when a child has dyslexia, he is not able to read well. He is not able to read well. Even though his eyesight is very, very good, he sees very well, but he is not able to read well. He flounders too. Am I communicating? And even some of us as adults, some of us as adults, we are going through some other adults. We avoid reading. And before you know it, we are tagged illiterates. Illiterates, that's opposite of illiteracy. Illiteracy is the ability to read. You have the ability to read, but you have reluctance to read. Yes, that's illiteracy. So you see, for some of us adults, we suffer this without even knowing it. So that's what dyslexia is. Inability to read, to understand written words. And then you have dyscalculia. Calculation, simple. When we talk of dyscalculia, we are talking of, it's a condition, it's a learning disability which results in somebody not being able to understand mathematical concepts. And I suffered dyscalculia. Even till now, I still suffer, and I tell you, I never liked mathematics. Even when I had some of the best teachers, I never liked it. And I'm sure if I go for that, you'll see that I have dyscalculia, right? Yes, so that is it. Dyscalculia is the learning disability which affects a person's ability, to compute, to understand, to grasp mathematical concepts. So that child of yours, that student of yours, who has phobia for mathematics, who knows, he may just have this learning condition called dyscalculia. But the next one is dysgraphia. Graph. We all know our graphs. I'm saying this because of our students that are here. You know graph, isn't it? How do you remember graph? Boxes, small boxes. And you're expected to write inside the boxes. When the person has this condition called dysgraphia, it becomes difficult for the person to write within specified spaces, not just boxes. It could be on a straight line. You see some children, the footstep, the book is ruled and all that, and you ask them to write, even at secondary level, before you know, you write out of the line. They are writing above what you do. Even some of us teachers on the board, it's a problem to write on the straight line, true of us. It's a problem to write on the straight line. To write and before you do it, it's going up north, and then you tell me going up, and then the next you are going down south, and what I do. Yes, I am not saying you have a learning disability, but it's a possibility. So that's dysgraphia, inability to write, within a defined space. And they will have the non-verbal learning disabilities. Neurological disorder, which originates in the right hemisphere of the brain. Causing problems, that's our concern. Let's forget about the hemisphere thing and all that. We're supposed to have a medical doctor I don't know, you may still be able to make it before we finish. But our concern is that these are non-verbal learning disabilities. It causes problems with visual, spatial, initiative, organizational, evaluative, and holistic processing functions. What do we mean as organic? Visual, spatial. When we talk of spatial refers to the position of things. It has to do with the position of things, the size of things, the shapes of things. We find that there are some students, they are not able to distinguish between shapes. Let's take a shape like the circle and the geode. That is one shape which students or people with this condition find difficult to distinguish between. The circle, the ball, and the geode. Is there any student here that can tell me the ball and the geode? Ball, it's round.
No.
He said is what I say. He said is what I conclude. That was what I spoke to him. Because we think.
I'll explain to you. If you get a ball and you put it here, right? You put it here. It stays still.
The slightest touch, even if it is ordinary break, you blow it, it rolls, isn't it? The moment it gains a little momentum, it goes. But the geode is not like that.
I don't tell them
The orange is a very good example of a geode. You know the orange? If you look at the orange, it's not a complete ball. The top and the down is a bit flattened. That's why I can put the orange here, even when you touch the little, it waves and stabilizes again. I don't know if you saw what I'm saying. So that's a geode. Now, if you bring a circle and a geode, a ball and a geode, and tell a child that has this condition, visual spatial disability, you ask him to distinguish between the two. You will find it difficult. You will tend to put of them at home now, and put balls. That's what we mean visual spatial. Am I communicating? Or the location, the positions of things, all that. At the very elementary level, you draw various shapes down. Children find it difficult to distinguish between these shapes. Am I communicating? We are not saying that these children yes do have a learning because yes, at a certain age, children, all children, so to speak, you know, they have these difficulties, they find shapes, they find and all that. But a child without a learning disability, as he grows up, he outgrows it and is able to. But the one with a learning disability, I mean, even at the age of 6, 7, they will find it difficult to distinguish between those two shapes. That's what we mean there. Am I communicating? Yes. And then intuitive, that has to do with instinct. People who have this condition, you know what instinct is? Instinct is based on your feeling.
But this one is original education. So we have to capture it. The publisher talked about it. The commissioner. Because it is a contract. So if you are not going now, the contract will breach. It's a contract. Almost not talk for that one. The commissioner will come very soon. Who will capture it? Not talk for that one. Don't tell us they will come and go and have to judge.
Okay, so that's just the issue. They don't do things that way. Me and Tissy, they will not free.
Auditory and visual processing disorders. It says these are sensory disabilities in which the person has difficulty understanding the language, despite normal hearing and vision. You understand what I'm saying? This one, remember, dyslexia has to do with visual, seeing it and being unable to. While this one, you know, auditory and visual processing disorder has to do with hearing, audio has to do with hearing. The person has difficulty understanding language. I mean, I meet some people, they have lived in Benin for 10 years.
No, you tell them continue.
Okay. I meet people, they have lived in Benin for 10 years, 15 years, and they tell you, I don't speak Benin, the language too hard. You know what I'm saying? Or in other places. Granted, Benin is the difficult language. How many of us are Benin here? Do you agree with me it's a difficult language? It is, because it is one of the very few languages in the world that combines consonant sounds. NW, VP, and all that. These are difficult. When you combine two consonant sounds, it's difficult to pronounce. But you see, that should not be somebody disagreeing or agreeing. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, you see, but that does not explain that you live among these people for 10 years, 15 years, you interact with them, and you understand the language, at least to some extent, then there is a problem. It's possible that the person has a learning disability. So please, for time's sake, you know, there are the others, you have the auditory processing disorder, you know, the language processing disorder, visual perceptual, and the Down syndrome. Please, you can go through those ones. You're telling me I should begin to round up. This is what I told you earlier. Look, this one can be for 6 hours. Yes, please, you just go through them. Now, let us look at the causes of learning disabilities. What are the causes of learning disabilities? You see, again, many causes have been put forward, you know, being responsible for learning disabilities. But basically, the ones that are generally identified are hereditary factors, teratogenic factors, medical factors, incidents of death, that's what environmental factors. When you say hereditary, you know that means. The fact is, if the parent or the sibling or the family has a element, the chances that other siblings are going to have it is inheritable. And then the next one, teratogenic. When the pregnant mother suffers certain health conditions during pregnancy, it will result in the body having neurological disorders, maybe even during the process of death, premature death, become more and all that, it will result in this neurological disorder. And then we have the incidents of death, like head injuries. So please think about the fact children, let's protect our heads. They should not fall anyhow. Head injuries, and then the consumption of toxic substances, e.g. lead. Our children in primary school, pencil, when they put out the mask. How many of us know that pencil is poisonous? It is poisonous. It contains lead. Highly toxic. So please, that is it. Let's be careful about that. And then lastly, we have environmental factors. Using the environmental factors, let me just speak a little bit on it. Our concern here, there are several environmental factors. And various scholars have looked at these environmental factors. Some are saying no, it cannot be held responsible. Some are saying yes, it can be. But in education, we are saying yes, it can be held responsible as a factor responsible for learning disabilities. But the factor we are looking at is quality of instruction. That is what concerns us. Quality of instruction. Education is acquired in the environment, isn't it? And the quality of instruction plays a major role because research has shown that pupils who were exposed to poor instruction from a very early age, the tendency is for them to grow up having phobia for some subjects, having some of these learning disabilities. And it is a major, quality instruction. We emphasize on this in education because it is a major, it is the number one tool that is used to address this problem. Now, I want to because of all I've said so far, I'm going to return a little bit more on that. What are the signs of symptoms? There are so many. There are many. They are there on page 3, right? So we'll just we'll go through them, and if you have any questions, I'm going to have a question. Please just go through them because of time. And if there is anyone here that is not clear to you, feel free to ask me, and I'll shed light on it. So let's move on to the next page. There is a mix-up there. The next page is the educational management of learning disabilities. Educational management of learning disabilities. And that is our concern here. You see, learning disabilities, the number one tool, as I said before, for managing learning disabilities is the quality of instruction. Quality of instruction. Very important. But, I mean, when we talk of quality of instruction, what do we do? You see, when it comes to managing, intervening in the life of a child with learning disabilities, the child has to be exposed to individualized educational programs, IEP, individualized educational program. And what does that mean? It is only special education that offers that type of program. Special education. That is the only education that offers that type of program. We'll say something is special. Of course, we know what it means. Sorry, I'm having to rush this, but please, you can go through and feel free to ask the questions. When we say special, you know what it means. When we say something is special, it means it is not usual. It is not common. It is different in a way that it is better or more important. So you see, children with learning disabilities, the number one intervention technique is through special education by the provision of special, instructional techniques, special classrooms, special tools, special strategies, and use of technologies. Now, I don't know, is there any special education expert here? Is there any special education expert here? Thank you very much. Yes, I know, you see, special education, they're not plenty.
And it's a pity that is not even an elective course in the university if you go to do education. I don't know. There is no university in Nigeria that offers it as an elective course when you are doing general education. So you see,